Ik plonge in ghetto, von Gessel to Gessel, und kenn it finden kein Ort. Nicht tu is mein Lieber, wie trockt meiner Liebe, Menschen, sagt Gott a Wort. Es leicht auf mein Heimat, der Himmel, der Bläue, wo je hab ich iets davon. Ich steh wie a Bettler bei jetzt werden Treue und bettel a bissele so. Frühling, nimmst du mein Treue und bring mein Liebsten, mein Treuen zurück. Frühling, auf deine Flügel bläue, nimm mein Herz mit und gib es auf mein Glied. Frühling, auf deine Flügel bläue, nimm mein Herz mit und gib es auf mein Glied.
It was March, so the skating season was almost over. So I wanted to play in the parks and go to the cinemas and things of that nature. And immediately, there were certain cinemas, the majority of cinemas, which are out of bounds to us as Jews. And the main park we played in was out of bounds to us as well. And we had to go to this much smaller park, which it was actually near to where we lived, but they didn't have a football pitch or things of that nature. And immediately we were treated like second-class citizens. And I remember asking my parents, so when's this going to end? I mean, next thing, I won't be able to go skating. And that'd be the end of the world if that was going to happen. And of course it did happen. But no. This'll be alright. Just go away. Carry on. Behave yourself. So I carried on living as best I could. And I remember, practically all the cinemas were out of bounds to us. And my sister, she's a goody-goody. She's the well-behaved child of the two of us, but she's 2 years older than me. She's more interested in the cinemas. And she defied these laws and she went in, hiding her face. She didn't look, perhaps, particularly Jewish, but she used to go to those cinemas that were out of bounds to us all the time with her friends. It was sort of like a daring thing to do, but you couldn't do that in the park because people knew you in the park. You just couldn't do that.
We were taken to a camp. They told us we were to be resettled in Poland. And we were lucky. We were put in a passenger car instead of a cattle car. The children were very excited about the train ride. We had heard nothing of Auschwitz before, and we were the first transport to arrive at the gypsy camp in Auschwitz-Birkenau. All the barracks were empty. There was no fence yet. But it was muddy. We sank into the dirt to our knees, but more and more arrived. They had barracks for 500 people and forced 1,000 inside.
When we arrived at Auschwitz, when I didn't know it was Auschwitz, I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know anything about concentration camps. I didn't know what was going on at all. When we got there, they told us, rouse, rouse!
Rouse! Healthy or ill?
They didn't let us take the clothes at all.
Luggage afterwards!
They started separating women from men.
Together again afterwards!
Cries. It was just terrible. The husbands were from wives, the mothers from sons. And it was dark. It was dark and they started to march us. The mothers were going to the left, the daughters to the right, the mothers to the left, the babies to the right. Or the mothers went together with the babies. Can you imagine?
When it got lighter, I could see there were like blocks. And a girl comes out from a block. She has no shoes. She has no hair. Her dress is far above the knee. I thought maybe this block, maybe some children, girls. They got mad. And they kept them together in a mad house. I wasn't thinking that in a couple of hours I would look exactly the same. And we're marching. And they're counting us. And marching and counting us. Until we got to a room. A big room in one of the blocks, full of SS men with beds. Undress in German. And there were also men. Jewish men working with what looked like striped pyjamas. Of course they had to do what they were told to do. And in 1 second, we've all been undressed like God bore us and beating and doing this and doing that. We had to go all round, single, all round this room, going round and round and round. And they were still picking out girls and women and sorting us out. All the time, sorting. Who knew what they were doing? I was still very ignorant. I still didn't know what was coming. And then eventually, they take us to another place where they start shaving us everywhere, the hair, washing us in showers and giving us dresses, just dresses, nothing else. And I know why the dresses were getting shorter and shorter. Because when we went to the toilet, there was no paper. So we were tearing our dresses off to wipe ourselves.
Of course, we soon realised that there was this big chimney, you know, out of which came a lot of smoke. And the sky was red. The sky was red all the time. And when we asked what it is, they told us. And we couldn't believe it. Well, the Germans didn't tell us, but other prisoners told us, you know. What's this? What's this smoke? What's this fire, you know? Why is the sky so red? What's this all about? You know, we couldn't understand. But then we were told. Very soon we were told.
God, I want to live.
I want to get married.
I want to know what it feels like to make love to a man.
I want to know what it's like to have a child. I would lie in my bunk and cry. I imagined the sky bleeding. I imagined the heavens suffering with us. To this day, a red sunset reminds me of the bleeding sky of Auschwitz.
I must confess, after only a week in prison, the instinct of cleanliness is lost in me. I wander aimlessly through the washroom. Suddenly I spy Steinloff, my friend aged almost 50. Steinloff sees me and greets me and earnestly asks me, "Why do you not wash? Why should I wash? Would I be better off than I am now? Would I please someone more? Would I live a day, an hour longer?" Probably not. Because to wash is an effort. It's a waste of energy and warmth. Steinloff interrupts me. That precisely because the camp is a great machine to drive us to beasts, we must not become beasts. That even in this place, one can survive, and one must want to survive, to bear witness, to tell the story. And that to survive, we must hold on to the skeleton, the scaffolding, the bare form of civilization. We're slaves, deprived of every right, exposed to every insult, condemned to certain death. But we will